Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Los, and I'm here with Dustin, and we're back with another episode of On the Torch. On this episode, we're going to show you how to make a little ashtray.
Yeah, I'm super excited to show you guys this ashtray. Just a fun little project. Make the bottom a little bit thicker, and then you have a place to put your joints and stuff. So
that's important.
Yeah, you don't want to put them on the table. So
that nice little fishman section that we added at the bottom there. It's going to be looking good.
Totally. So what have you been working on?
Just those trigs. Trying to bring more trees into the world. Got some 14 mil trigs here, some 10 mils, and some nice flower pieces as well.
Nice.
What about you, man? What have you been up to?
Well, some of you guys may know this, but my dad's a goldsmith, and I always kind of wanted to do glass and do something different and like forge my own path, so I never really took a lot of interest in it. I always thought it was cool, but lately I've been working over at his studio, and I've been making some stuff. I know I told you guys I took that class, so these are some of the new things I've been making.
Nice.
They're called diamond dabbers.
Nice.
And this one is platinum tip, which has a higher melting and vaporization point than titanium.
Yep.
And then it's an 18 karat gold body, and there's 26 diamonds set on this one. You guys can check out the close-ups of that. And then this one is a similar design with platinum and 18 karat gold, but this one has emeralds all set in it. So yeah, I figured that if a lot of us like to smoke out of really nice pieces, really expensive pieces, so might as well have like a jewelry dabber as opposed to a $10 titanium dabber.
I mean,
you know?
why not? You know,
why not? So this is another cool one. I don't know if I've showed you guys this before, but this I made with the Italians. There's about 60 flowers or so on that thing.
Nice.
And yeah, I had it out of the kiln on the lathe for about 4 or 5 hours attaching those flowers.
That attachment life. Yeah, that's a beautiful piece right there.
So what are you smoking on?
I got all kinds of delicious flavors right now. I got some good ones from Golden Ratio, some Super Pineapple Kush and Pine OG. But my favorite right now is I got some Tangy Flower Rosin from 2 Ton Extracts.
Nice.
He makes amazing rosin and just super flavorful. What do you got over there?
I have some crystallized CBD.
No surprise there.
Right?
No surprise there.
99% pure. You can thank the Clear scientist for making that for me. Appreciate it.
That CBD life. It's a good life.
Well, we're gonna make this ashtray. You guys can check it out, watch it with us. Make sure to watch at the end because we're gonna be giving away this goblet.
That's right.
That the Master Italian brothers made. You guys can drink your water out of that or hold your nugs in it, whatever.
Choices. Choices. Beautiful goblet to add to the collection, definitely. So hold on, we'll be announcing the winner of that at the end of the video.
All right, cool guys.
Thanks.
So today, as you guys know, I'm going to show you this ashtray. So the first thing I do is light up my torch and get all my pieces together. So I'm just going to flare out a blow tube.
Nice 12mm tube. Opening up with those Dustin jacks.
Yeah, the REVERE jacks. I think we showed you guys that in the last video.
Yeah, the REVERE jacks. That's right. Yeah.
But they were made to my specifications in Italy, which is awesome. They're just wonderful. So I'm just heating up the end of the tube here, and that is about a 44, 50mm tube or so. Heating it up, getting that end to close down and create a round bottom.
Using that outer flame on your torch, you know, usually pump on. Looking nice.
Yep. So you're just going in and closing that up to create a round bottom and take off the excess glass. Make sure that wall is nice and even. Heat that up, pull off the glass, and put that in the water.
Get a nice heat at the end there to create that nice round bottom. Even that whole end up.
Blow and even it out, create a nice round bottom. And you can see that, you know, we use the blow tube for the handle, not like the Italians, which those guys use the points. So just rolling it on my marver, evening that out a little bit. Now I'm going to grab the end off and pull.
Thin out that middle point so you can get a nice little opening there where you can connect another section.
Blow it out and melt that off so you don't have any bubble trash, unwanted bubble trash. Now I'm going to use my reamer from Smith Tools to open that up and attach the blow tube on the other end, and this way I'll have 2 blanks. So connect those two, push and pull just a little bit, make sure that that's nice and even and nice and straight.
Letting the glass flow one way and the other, evening that out. Nice even controlled rotations, making sure you have a nice even connection there, and then you're going to cut the blank to the size that you need for this piece.
So I'm just going to heat that up and take it off, leaving about 1/3 and 2/3.
Nice consistent heat down that line, and then using that rolling V blade to make a nice mark there.
Yeah, that's a cool little tool. That's each wheel is sharp, and so it creates a really sharp indentation. Just heating that up, getting ready to attach it, and I'll just melt that off where I put in the indentation.
Now you have a nice blank ready to work your ashtray.
So again, we're just going to create the round bottom to even it out and create a nice starting point to work from. And now I'm going to heat that up all at once and create a really nice bubble, even shape. So you can see I still have my Delta Mag flame on. It's really good for nice big pieces and a wide heat.
Puffing into that, starting to expand that, and starting to shape that nice bubble.
Blowing it and getting that bubble shape, and then I'll go back in, even that out, and blow it to exactly the size that I want. Just evening out the walls, and now I'm going to open up the bottom, and I'm going to attach a section that my homie Dan Fishman made. He's done a video with us, and this was a leftover section from a collab piece, but it just been sitting on my bench for a while, so I thought we would use it for something fun.
Yeah, it's that nice fumed pattern tech that Fishman does. Nice little accent to this ashtray.
So just attach that in combo, and we've done this before, this very similar technique when we were doing the base for the beaker bottom. So this part of it's all really the same, making a large encalmo for a piece that's going to have some scale.
Get rid of this little bit of that excess glass that was left from the punty. Just pull that right off. Nice termination there.
I'm just going to go in with a nice heat and first heat up the whole ball to condense it a little bit and even it out, and then I'm going to heat up around the connection to expand where it's connected.
Yeah, it's really important to condense that ball down before you start blowing out that seal. If it's too thin, it'll just thin it out too much and start getting a little too wonky on you.
Just heating it up, condensing it, blowing out a little bit, and now I'm going back where it's connected and just blowing out that seam.
Nice heat right where he wants to start to expand that seam and even it all out. Here we can see it expanded out a little bit more, starting to even out really nicely.
And then heating it up, blowing it out, and then once it's all blown out into the right shape, then I'm going to condense it back a little bit to make a heavy base for the ashtray. So now I've condensed it back a little bit. I'm just pushing it in, going to condense it a little bit more.
Working that, getting that nice base at the bottom for the ashtray, condensing and then flattening it down. Make sure it's nice and even.
Yeah, it's important to have a little bit of weight on a piece like this because it's going to be a big flare. People are going to be putting their joints and blunts in there, and so we want to make sure that it doesn't tip over. Using
that paddle to work that end a little bit more, little heat, a little puff to even out the inside walls. Make sure it's sitting nice and even.
So once I have it all nice and thick and condensed in there, I'm going to grab a punny and attach that to the bottom. You can see the pattern there.
Seal that up to the bottom there. Get a nice punty right on center. And then mash coming through with the assist.
The assist in the spliff. So now I'm taking off my blow tube, and then I'm going to be able to flare this out to a nice ashtray. So I blow and pull a little bit, and that creates a thin wall. And then I detach it and break it with my diamond shears away from the hole so no glass goes in the hole.
Start to even that out with the flame. Get some nice heat, melting that lip down using your jacks to even that out.
And now I'm going to go in with some color for a lip wrap. And this is a bigger piece, so I'm using a bigger piece of color and a little bit bigger hole. Just going to go in there with the lip and put that on. You can see I'm turning the glass and rotating that on there.
Nice even rotations with the glass as well as with the piece as you turn it around. Gets you that nice even layer of color there, and then you can remove that last little bit at the end to even it out.
So now I'm just heating up the whole front of the piece and going to paddle it and make sure that the lip is nicely attached and it's in a good place for me to spin it out.
Evening that out, little paddle, little heat to get that lip nice and even. Starting to get some nice heat on that piece, getting ready to spin that out.
Just grab a little bit bigger pair of jacks so that I can flare that open a little bit. And once I get it open this much, then I'm going to use gravity to finish off the job.
So using that nice heat and that spinning motion to create that nice wide, almost like a plate, getting that nice and even.
And then once I have that even, I'm going to use my bowl push to push up some of the sides of the ashtray to give it a little bit cool look and also to give you a place to put your joints.
Yeah, nice little resting spot so they don't roll around all over the place.
You can do this in either direction, so I'm going to do it in both directions. So the first time I went up, and the second time I'm going to push down a little bit. This also looks a little bit like a flower, so maybe if your grandma wants to smoke, she can use it too.
Grandma smoke too.
They do. You should check out the videos of them smoking. It's hilarious. So I'm just putting the final touches on the ashtray and making sure that it's nice and even. And
yeah, make sure you put some heat back into the base as well when you're doing this. It's thicker, it's cooling down at a different rate than the rest of the piece, so you gotta make sure you come back and heat that up nice and evenly. And once we have this on there, you're gonna use your mini torch to pull that hot seal off of there.
Yeah, because I didn't do a cold seal. I did a hot seal here because I wanted to make sure that that would hold the weight of that piece while I was spinning it and doing all the work on it.
So here, a little finishing work, taking off a little bit of that excess punty, using your mini torch and your tweezers.
You can see the nice pattern on the bottom, and you just get this really hot where there's extra clear glass. Grab it with your tweezers, but don't put your tweezers in the flame, and just even out the rest of this piece with the bottom. So then we grab the Kevlar tongs and
there it is, nice finished piece.
Pop that in the kiln. And this is for one of you guys, of course. Just comment on the video, let us know what you think or what you liked about it, and we'll send it right out to you.
Yeah, perfect little ashtray for you guys to enjoy your sessions with that little fishman section on there. Spun out by Dustin Revere.
Yep, thanks guys. Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the video or learned a trick or two, maybe something you can use in your own work. It was really fun to make this ashtray and kind of bring in a little bit of an Italian flair with that that lip like that, especially after we've been showing you a bunch of videos about the Italian guys.
Yeah, no, that came out nice. Very functional piece too. And a fun little project for people to work on. You know, it helps develop a lot of skill sets that are needed for a lot of other projects as well.
Totally.
Nice, man. Well, I got some questions for you. One question is, how do you get that fume pattern tech on there for that section that you did?
Totally, yeah. So that's a technique that's come out in the last couple years, and basically you print a sticker and then you peel off the negative space on the sticker. You know, you put it on your piece, and then you use an acid to etch off the fume, and then you encase that piece. And then
so that's after you've already fumed a blank.
Yes.
Yeah, so you fume it really, really heavily, then you put the sticker on there.
Yeah. And then you use acid to take away the negative space, basically.
Exactly. And so then the parts that are covered, that fume pattern will stay on there, making that really nice pattern.
Yep.
Kind of a time-consuming process, right? A lot of details to go along with it, but it has some really cool results.
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
For sure.
Totally.
Another question: how do you get that even heat to get a nice big flare like that?
Right. So when you're doing a flare, you want a gradient heat. So the lip, the part that's moving the most, always is the hottest, and then it gets less and less hot down to where it's not moving at all. So it'd be like white hot, orange, and stuff all the way down to blue.
On the video, there's certain shots where you could really see that, like that bright white hot right on the lip, and then it got a little less and less as you look further up on the blanks. So.
Totally.
Another question for you, Dustin. How do you work that nice lip wrap on there?
Well, you just want to make sure that your glass is not too thick for the piece that you're working on. So if it's a really small hole, you want to pull down the stringer. If it's a little bit bigger, you can use a rod. And you want to twist it on and twist with both hands really evenly and carefully. So if you want to show us what you're working on, just put your pieces in the Revere Glass gallery, and we'll be able to comment, and our community will be able to comment and look at it and give words of advice and feedback.
Yeah, absolutely. We love seeing your guys' work, so please post up your projects there. We especially love seeing people that have seen the videos and then they try it themselves and see what their version of the project looks like. So definitely make sure to post on there.
Yep. So who are we going to give this away to?
Oh, we have to give that away, right?
I don't know. Do any of you guys want this thing or what?
You know, I don't know if they want it or not. Yeah. Maybe. All right, guys. So the winner for that is going to be
Barbarella 666.
Congratulations, man. Hope you enjoy it and utilize it. Get some good use for it for water, just a regular water glass or whatever you want.
Maybe some Lambrusco in there, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely Lambrusco. All right, guys. Well, we'll be back soon with another video. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure you give us the thumbs up and subscribe, and we'll be back soon. Thanks.
Bye, guys.